Good evening. Stefan was on assignment today. And we begin tonight with new concerns for some federal public servants as they prepare to head into the office for an extra day of the week. Asbestos is being exposed in national defense buildings, and unions warn the problem is only set to get worse as remodeling takes place to create extra space. CTV's Dylan Dyson reports.
The comforts of safe drinking water, not something afforded to national defense employees in downtown Ottawa.
Our members should never have to go into work and worry that their workplace could have an impact on their long-term health.
CTV News has obtained this photo showing a water fountain inside the National Defense Headquarters building, covered by plastic sheets with a warning sign for asbestos. A source employed at the building said multiple water fountains on different floors were blocked off, with others advising employees to use bottled water.
It's not surprising that this would be on multiple floors. This is present in most of our buildings, unfortunately.
Asbestos was used in building materials before 1990 and has since been banned in Canada for causing cancer and lung diseases. Health Canada says there are no significant health risks if materials containing asbestos are left undisturbed, sealed behind walls or floorboards, or tightly bound in products that are in good condition. But the unions representing employees in the D&D headquarters building say removing it entirely will take years, meaning staff will have to work alongside it.
The employer has the responsibility to communicate those hazards. While putting up a sign might be adequate to meet the law, it doesn't do anything to alleviate the concerns of the occupants of the building.
CTV News reached out to D&D for comment on the asbestos situation, but did not receive a response.
What's really important, especially with this push to return federal public service workers into these workspaces with these mandates, is making sure that the employer is living up to their responsibilities.
And as federal government workers are mandated back to the office 4 days a week, there are concerns that remodeling offices to create more space will lead to more asbestos exposure.
I think that with bringing more people back to the office and having to repair, you are creating an increased hazard. Absolutely. It needs to be mitigated properly. And people need to know that they're safe before taking residency in an office space.
It's more than, do I have a seat? Is it safe for me to go into work? Is the air clean? Is there mold? Are there pests?
Dylan Dyson, CTV News.
And this news on asbestos comes as another federal department announces a 4-day mandatory return for its workers. Public servants at the Canada Revenue Agency are being told to prepare to spend more time in the office this summer, but only if there's enough room. The agency says it will follow the Treasury Board of Canada Secretariat Directive and mandate 4 days a week in the office beginning in July. But the union representing CRA employees say the mandate will only apply to workers where the CRA has enough office space to accommodate them. The union says at least a third of CRA buildings won't have enough space to make that work.
Right now, people are just furious because they're being forced to go to the office and in bad working conditions sometimes. It's not proper for their work. A lot of people have a hard time to concentrate because as it is right now, even at 3 days a week, in a lot of places, they're like squeezing people closer together.
The Canada Revenue Agency is the largest federal department with more than 52,000 employees. And CTV News Ottawa reached out to the CRA for a comment, but we still haven't heard back. All right, we'll make our first check of the weather here right now. But we'll start with a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky camera. Seeing at 8 degrees here in the capital, and things are dipping down toward the freezing mark. It's going to be cold tonight. We have a frost warning in effect. And again, things could be hitting that freezing mark tonight. We have clear conditions, though, overnight, and that'll continue on into Friday. Then we can see some cloudy periods creep in on Saturday for race weekend. Here's what's shaping up for the next 24 hours or so. Again, a cool morning. We could hit 19 degrees our high with clear conditions toward the afternoon. But again, right now here in Ottawa, clear conditions. We're hitting 8 degrees right now, but again, we could be heading down toward that freezing mark overnight. Well, the search is on for the perfect job, and young people are often struggling to get hired. A new report from the Canadian Federation of Independent Business finds that there's a disconnect between applicants and employers at every stage of the hiring process. CTV's Natalie Van Roy has more.
Training protocols, it really depends on the position here.
At this small business in Ottawa, there's a lot of demand to get a job.
I probably have 500 resumes on my desk at any given time.
When Cody Nickel is hiring people starting out in the hospitality business, he says there can be challenges.
I think that there's just a need to temper expectations a little bit. I think sometimes with the younger generation, there can be an expectation to kind of move up in the world a little bit faster than might be realistic.
A new report from the Canadian Federation of Independent Business finds there's disconnect at every stage of the hiring process, from where to search for jobs to the skills needed and the expectations.
That youth come in with perhaps unrealistic salary expectations. And we've also heard from small businesses that what they prioritize most is soft skills. So people skills, motivation, coming in and taking initiative.
During challenging economic times, business owners say the expectations can be higher than the current situation.
It's a little tight financially with the labor cost. For people with no experience, we do pay them minimum wage right now. I guess a lot of people have expectations that it should be $20 or $21 or $22 an hour.
While Alina Khan already has a part-time job, she's searching for a second one to make ends meet.
1 week, you will have enough hours to pay your rent and everything, but the second week, you won't have any hours, so it will be really problematic for us.
Khan says she feels she needs a reference to get in the door.
You have to have a reference or any employee working there to just push you.
And that's another finding from the CFIB.
Businesses rely a lot more on personal connections. So 62% rely on personal connections to recruit.
If you are looking for a job this summer, managers offer these tips.
The most important thing is reliability and attitude. If they can show up on time and they can come in with a great attitude and be willing to work hard and to learn every single day.
My priority is when I see the employee's personality is willing to learn, they're willing to work hard.
Natalie Van Roy, CTV News.
There are new fears over the Ebola outbreak touching down in Canada after an Air France flight bound for the U.S. was diverted to Montreal Wednesday night. The diversion was tied to American flight restrictions denying a passenger entry because they had recently visited East Africa. The plane was en route from Paris to Detroit when it landed at Trudeau International Airport, and the passenger was sent back to Paris. According to U.S. officials, they boarded the flight in error. Meantime, Canadian aid workers are heading to the Congo as part of the Ebola outbreak response. The team will include workers from the Canadian Red Cross. They're hoping to arrive in the Congo in the next few days, while a team of public health and logistic experts are already on their way. Their work will involve contact tracing, psychological support, and helping people get to treatment centers. Ontario's police watchdog is investigating after a woman died after falling from a balcony here in Ottawa. The incident happened at an apartment building in the area of Hetherington Road and Albion Road around 4 o'clock Wednesday afternoon. Ottawa police responded to a 911 call for a report of a woman hanging off a balcony. The SIU says officers tried to talk to the woman, but a short time later, she fell. The 37-year-old woman was pronounced dead in hospital. She has not been identified. Ontario Provincial Police have issued dozens of tickets in Ottawa on Wednesday in a traffic blitz targeting distracted drivers. OPP charged 23 drivers for using their cell phones behind the wheel. One was driving while using a laptop. Officers laid a total of 56 charges, including 2 child seat belt violations, 1 for stunt driving, and 5 for driving without insurance. Well, Ottawa motorists may want to wait until Friday to fill up the gas tank. Canadian for Affordable Energy President Dan McTagg expects gas prices to fall by 9 cents a litre overnight, and that would bring prices down to roughly $1.82 at stations here in Ottawa. McTagg is also forecasting a 9-cent drop in the price of diesel after it rose roughly 4 cents today. A leading local tech company is getting a major boost. Ross Video, a global leader in video equipment and software, is expanding its regional operations with a multi-million-dollar investment backed by the Ontario government. CTV's Tyler Fleming has more.
Ross Video's broadcast systems and software are world-leading technologies.
This is where we do our research and development on our robotics products.
From Taylor Swift concerts to Super Bowls, the New York Stock Exchange, and newsrooms nearly everywhere. For more than 50 years, teams have designed its tech in Ottawa and built it in Iroquois. And now the company is growing.
With an investment of $122.5 million.
Through the Invest Ontario Fund, the province will provide up to $6 million toward expanding manufacturing and research.
Ontario must and will continue to position itself at the forefront of industries that are defining the future.
Company CEO David Ross says the investment will help create new AI-enabled technology, along with 125 new jobs.
We've worked really, really hard to get to where we are today. I think we've been giving back into the community for years and years and creating jobs for many, many years. It's just wonderful having this cooperation with the government to continue to see that happen.
Ottawa's mayor calls Ross Video one of the city's biggest success stories.
And they're committed to this region. We really appreciate that. They're investing in our city. They're creating jobs.
Local business leaders in technology say the impact reaches far beyond the company.
We have the top tech talent concentration in all of North America. That's because companies like Ross Video anchor and grow with deep roots here.
Today, Ross Video is made up of 23 different companies and more than 1,300 employees around the world.
Many of our people have built long, meaningful careers.
And for David Ross, it comes back to the teams behind the many technologies.
The innovations span everything from manufacturing and certain products with control panels and robotics and cloud technologies and software technologies in so many different market verticals. It's like having 10 kids and saying, which one am I most proud of? I'm proud of all of it.
Tyler Fleming, CTV News.
But I was like, all right, I'll be back in that marathon that I've loved so much.
Well, coming up, we'll have more on an Ottawa man's journey from the Ottawa hospital to the starting line of Ottawa race weekend. The federal government announced the Canada Strong Pass will be back this summer. Between June 19th and September 7th, national museums in Ottawa and Gatineau will offer free admission for children 17 years and under and 50% off for adults ages 18 to 24. Via Rail will also offer free trips for children 17 years and younger when they're accompanied by an adult. Great deal. All right, we'll take another check of what's happening weather-wise. Again, things are cooling down this evening, but they will warm up soon as we make our way throughout the week. We'll have a quick look here through our satellite radar. Again, we have clear conditions that'll be sticking with us for the next couple of days. Looks like Sunday, actually late on Saturday is when we can see some cloud cover rolling in, and the rain will be sticking with us through Sunday. Not really good for race weekend. So again, the lows we're looking at here, 0. We have a frost warning here for the Ottawa area. Same thing for Cornwall. Pembroke, they're sitting at 0. We've got -1 for Bancroft, +1 for Brockville and Kitigan-Zibi, 3 degrees toward Kingston and toward Trenton, 0 for Gatineau, Petawawa, Mont-Tremblant, 3 degrees for Montreal. Overnight low of 1 degree for Kemptville, same thing for up in Maniwaki. And as for tomorrow's highs, we're looking at 19 degrees and lots of sunshine right across the region. 19 clear conditions as well for Cornwall and Pembroke, 18 degrees pretty much across the rest of the board here. We've got 19 degrees for Gatineau as well, same thing for Mont-Tremblant, 20 degrees for Maniwaki, Montreal, and for Kemptville. Now we'll take a quick look at what's happening for the next 7 days ahead. On Friday, tomorrow, we've got 19 degrees with lots of sunshine, but again, the overnight low heading towards 0 again. Then on Saturday, we've got 18 degrees, the high with some cloudy periods. Then for race day on Sunday, we've got some rain rolling in. 14 degrees looks like it's going to be the high for that day. Well, it will be an emotional Ottawa race weekend for an Ottawa man as he joins tens of thousands of runners at the start line this weekend. Now, after beating stage 4 cancer, he's preparing to run the marathon and support the place that saved his life. CTV's Leah LaRock has his story.
It starts with the smallest of moments. A hat, a watch. Lacing up, Olivier Duhaime is grateful for every run.
If there's one thing that I've done in my past life was, all those races. I kind of learned when you go deep down that there's rainy days, but there's going to be sunny ones also.
5 years ago, the 32-year-old competitive endurance athlete and new dad to an 8-month-old daughter, Leah, started to feel unwell.
It was really strong pain, to be quite honest.
A scan revealed 3 tumors, 2 along his spine and 1 near his heart. he had stage 4 cancer.
We just had a daughter. She was 8 months. So I remember getting out. I was like, all right, what's going to happen? What's next, you know?
But despite chemotherapy, the cancer returned twice, each time more severe.
At a certain point, I had no idea if I was going to see her grow. So it helped me a lot to have a little child at home.
He turned to the Ottawa hospital, receiving a high-risk treatment, 6 days of 8 hours of chemotherapy, and in 2023 undergoing a bone marrow transplant.
The nurse that took my hand and said, you're in good hand here. It's gonna work.
While recovering in the hospital, Olivier says what happened next was fate.
So I just opened the TV on a Sunday morning, and it's the Ottawa Marathon I was playing, and it caught me like, I think I cried at the moment because I've done that race so many times, and at that time, you know, you're so low in your life, but I was like, all right, I'll be back in that marathon that I've loved so much.
Nearly 3 years to the day since he received his bone marrow transplant, Olivier will be running the marathon at Ottawa Race Weekend while fundraising for the Ottawa Hospital.
It's cancer, the research and the medication is changing every day.
The road back to full health and running wasn't easy. This time, there will be one more cheering for him. His son, Elliot, born only a few weeks ago. He's ready for this start line and every step after.
And I'm just telling you that. I'm thinking about that, but it'll be some quite emotional, you know, to see people that I know, family that's been there, and, you know, people that's been with me all those past 3 years that saw my story and what I've went through.
Leah LaRocque, CTV News.
39 offers, and now I'm committed to Michigan.
Up next, a Gatineau teen's football dreams are set to take him to the big house.
I want the Owen Sound Attack to be recognized as one of the premier development organizations in Canadian junior hockey, period. I want to create an environment where players are pushed to reach their full potential.
Congratulations to Ottawa's Keenan Reynolds, who's been named the new head coach of the Owen Sound Attack. Reynolds now becomes the youngest coach in OHL history. The 28-year-old player played for the Attack and has coaching experience with the Nepean Raiders. The last Canadian team standing in the Stanley Cup playoffs has made it to the Eastern Conference Final, and tonight the Montreal Canadiens facing off a well-rested Carolina Hurricane squad in this third-round matchup.
Up ahead, Evans. New hook. Davidoff. Home free. Davidoff ends. Does Anderson have it? No. Red light on.
Alex Texier makes it 4-1 for the Habs in the first. Now, this game got out to a blistering start. Carolina scored in the first 33 seconds of this game, and then Montreal responded with 4 unanswered goals in the period. Now, the Canadiens would skate on to the 6-2 victory. Habs and Kane square off again for Game 2 on Saturday. Well, after receiving more than 3 dozen offers from American colleges, a 17-year-old Gatineau rising football star is preparing for the next step. CTV's Peter Sperling checks in with the 6'7.5", 270-pound Sydney Rollo.
Sydney Rouleau's talents are in demand.
39 offers.
Go. His strength, abilities, and love of football leading to many, many choices.
It was pretty hard, so I had to come with a plan for sure, like a top 10, top 8, top 5.
Rouleau recently made his pick and will be attending school and playing at the University of Michigan this January.
I'm committed to Michigan. They checked all my boxes for sure. They just seemed to care for me and all that, which is like a school that made me feel like I was something special for them.
He's committed to playing with the Wolverines on their roster as left tackle, planning to sign in December. Thursday, a visit from Michigan's offensive line coach.
I think Coach Harding sees like a lot of development for sure. He likes the way I am for sure. I'm a disciplined kid, hardworking for sure.
And at 6'7.5", 270 pounds, his dreams are as big as he is.
Hopefully NFL For sure.
Really proud.
Really proud.
Oh, yeah.
His parents proud and excited.
A lot of stress taken off too now that Sydney's committed, so we can really concentrate on one thing, and it's getting better and getting to where he wants to be.
That's it.
And longtime fitness instructor Tony Greco says Rouleau's hard work is paying off.
I think it's amazing, obviously, for Sid and the football culture here in Ottawa to give young kids the fact that, hey, look, if you dream something, you could achieve it.
Rouleau looking forward to the next chapter of his career.
Go Boo.
Peter Spurman, CTV News.
The action, the passion, and also all the fans are amazing.
Well, it's not just race weekend here in Ottawa. There's also a different kind of race weekend about to take off in Montreal. We'll have more from the Canadian Grand Prix when we come back. Well, you'll have a chance to see the FIFA World Cup trophy right here in the capital this weekend. The trophy tour presented by Coca-Cola stops at Lansdowne Park on Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's your chance to see it ahead of the World Cup in Canada, the United States, and Mexico, which starts in less than a month. The tournament kicks off on June 11th. Well, it's Grand Prix weekend in Montreal. The Canadian Grand Prix officially takes off on Friday, but today was a big day for F1 fans, revving up before race day. CTV's Sweeta Rassi has more.
At Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, the excitement is hard to miss.
We love the Montreal Grand Prix. It's the best weekend of the year.
I think just the action, the passion, and also all the fans are amazing.
Fans from all over the world got the chance to get as close as they'll ever get to the race cars.
Just an amazing look into the pits and close up, things you don't even see on TV long enough to focus in on it. So it's been very amazing.
I mean, the amount of detail and effort that goes into each car is just crazy. So to see it up close and the mechanics working it's really cool.
For Montreal's very own Lance Stroll, coming back to the city continues to be his favorite part.
I think, up there with the best fans in the world, the energy around the weekend and the whole city, how everyone embraces the race weekend, and you just feel it. You feel it when you're doing your first outlap in FP1, how electric it is around the whole circuit, so it's great to see.
This year, things are different. Formula One is in the middle of the biggest regulation change in the sport's history, with lighter cars and new engines.
We have a different kind of technology this year with hybrid system, with 50% of the power delivered by electricity, and 50 other are with normal engine.
Former race car driver Bertrand Godin says for the drivers, Montreal circuits will be a big test on how they adapt.
You have no place for mistake because it's wall all around. So you don't have a lot of escape road. So you should be really focused, really precise.
The fans will certainly be watching. With practice starting tomorrow, the excitement continues to build. Sweeta Rassi, CTV News.
All right, still to come, we'll have one more look at your wake-up weather and a look at this hybrid sport championship that is taking place in Poland.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, it's Tanea Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford. Take your weekend pass. We've got the Bronco Sport for it.
Another live look now through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. We're still sitting at 8 degrees here with clear conditions in the capital. We'll also have another look at your wake-up weather. Things are going to be cooling down overnight. We could be hitting toward the freezing mark. Frost advisory is in warning, so you may want to bring those potted plants inside if you can. So we have temperatures at 6 degrees for our wake-up time in the morning, and we could hit a 19-degree high. Clear conditions for tomorrow, but then on Saturday we've got some cloudy conditions and 18 degrees will be the high. All right, finally for us tonight, here's a sport you may not have seen before. This is the 2026 Diving Chess World Championship. Now, it's a hybrid sport that combines swimming and chess. Players must hold their breath and dive underwater to play a chess match on the bottom of the pool. This year's championship took place in Poland and featured 62 players from around the world. I might try that. I'm pretty good at swimming and chess. All right, well, that's CTV News for this Thursday, May the 21st. For all of us here at CTV News, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again tomorrow night. Have a good one.